Welcome, everyone. This is Mitch Goldberg. We are live. I'd like to welcome you to another live episode of Be the Boss of Your Money, where I want you to be the boss of your money, not your money to be the boss of you. It's a special show today. The value proposition is all about social media. It's all about pivoting. It's all about taking this time to make sure you're ready to get back to business, and make sure you use this time to let people know that you are still around. So I'm going to just hit the quick bumper on my intro, and then we're going to bring in a very special guest, businessman par excellence, someone who's been in the financial services industry and insurance for 20 plus years, and someone who just came out of nowhere like a lightning bolt to just crush it on social media with his Tip Tuesday series. So here goes. Okay, we're back. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to Be the Boss of Your Money. I'd like to invite you to ask your questions in the comments. We would love to answer those. If you are watching this in the replay, I'd like to welcome you as well. And certainly, if you have a question, words of encouragement are also always appreciated. Ask away, and we will see those questions. So watch and ask questions as if you're watching the live stream while it's live. I'm going to bring in a special guest, one of my closest friends, Frank Maurizio. Many people who have watched my original early live streams are familiar with him because it's like he was always and continues to be a great guest to have. He's someone I consider inspiring, someone I consider like my Braveheart, someone who I consider a motivator, and someone who's just a pleasure to know, who will do anything for a friend. So I'm going to bring him in, and we're going to talk about using social media to grow your presence, your influence online, but more importantly, doing this during the time of social distancing. So without further ado, here he is. Frank, welcome.
All right. Thanks, Mitch. Wow. And I thought that just having a reason to shave and put on a nice shirt was reason enough to come on your show. I mean, if you're going to talk about me like that all the time, I'll be your regular guest. Let me know.
I do. Actually, if you watch a lot of my streams, actually, you do watch a lot of my streams. I often give you a shout out, my friend Frank this, my friend Frank that. So it's great to have you as a guest. It's just always, look, we're involved in a lot of the similar charities and organizations and all that. So it's good to see you. So I just want to jump right in. We're doing something a little bit different, folks, and be the boss of your money. I want to keep this pace pretty quick. We could talk about the market and all that, but we do that every single day. And I will do that tomorrow. But today I want to talk about business, because this show is about personal finance, investing, and business. Right now, we're talking about business, using social media to grow your business. My feeling is this has been, obviously it's a unique time, but it's been an incredible opportunity to figure out how to grow your influence. So Frank, what I want to ask you is, how grateful are you that you started down your video and social media journey before all of this social distancing happened?
Oh yeah, absolutely, Mitch. Perfect. Because like you mentioned in the intro, so over 23, 24 years in the insurance industry, and like yourself, a few decades for you too, you've seen lots of different things come and go. I feel like for the first time, I actually was on the cutting edge. I was out in front. I was leading. And then all of a sudden, we get into this current pandemic situation where this medium actually becomes the only way to connect with your communities. So I am extremely grateful. And like you, I embrace all the people in my circle that are way smarter than me and have better ideas. And someone kind of pushed me along and threw me off the ledge and said, you should just start doing videos, see what happens. And my very first video I shot in the front seat of my car, and it is my most watched video ever.
That is incredible, because I remember the video, and you got this idea that you decided to be consistent, because we know that when you create content and you want to build an audience and you want to build influence and you want to build people who not just watch you consistently, but who enjoy your content, and eventually some of those people will ask you for business. You'll do business with some of these people. You said you're going to start with something called Tip Tuesday,
That's right.
and you did it. So
That's right.
tell me about that, because that your first video was your first Tip Tuesday series, and
Yep.
now that's how you're known. You're known as the Tip Tuesday guy.
Perfect. Yeah. So Tip Tuesday was, I mean, it was an idea that was kind of floating around in my head for a long time. So, I mean, you're in sales. There are certain things that you have to almost have as a mantra, or certain affirmations that you have to do every single day, because in the sales business, especially in financial services, there's good days and there's not so good days. But, you're only as good as your least satisfied customer. So you got to get up every day and you got to pound the pavement and do your job. So over the years, I've had this list of phrases, and I call them Maurizioisms. And I've had them. I mean, this is not new. I've had them for over 20 years now. A Maurizioism, it's a recommendation. It's a noun, by the way. It's offered as a guide to action. I'm all about action. And Maurizioism number one is doing something actually means doing something.
Right? Don't talk about it. Stop talking about it. Stop getting what I
Trying
call
to do it. We're doing it. We're doing it.
I call it paralysis from overanalysis.
Analysis.
Eventually, you have to get off the seat, step up to the tee, step up to the plate, get off your rump, however you want to describe it, and you have to just do it.
That's what I did. I sat in the front seat of my car. I turned on the camera, took off my glasses, had sunlight lighting me up, and I did about a minute straight from the heart about Maurizioism number one and how I want to motivate people to take action. I posted it. I didn't even know what video editing was at the time. I've come a long way. And the key then became consistency. How am I going to make a commitment to myself and a commitment to my community that I'm going to do this every single week? Because I truly believe that every single one of my tips is helping somebody. They're either motivational, they're a life hack, they're a business hack, or they're a Maurizioism, which I've ran my business off of for the last 20 some odd years. So yeah, the consistency is key. I've done 32 weeks in a row through pandemics, through holidays, through, personal ups and downs, but I'm committed to my community.
You are committed to your community, and you're committed to the charities. We are both involved in the same charities. You are actually one of the board members of an organization, Long Island Elite, that you and I are in. It's not like we're a bunch of elite. It's just a name we came up with like close to 20 years ago, and we thought it was a good name at the time. But we do a lot of work, a lot of charity for our local community, and you're a board member, one of the leaders. I don't recall a meeting when you weren't standing up and giving us some sort of direction or pulling us encouragement and pulling us in a certain direction, and then we get things done, and we're all very proud of it, thanks to your leadership and our other board members as well. So when you started with your content journey, you were always on social media, but you just like, your journey seems to have been very accelerated. It wasn't like you spent the last 10 years a little bit at a time, baby steps, you grew by inches. It's almost like watching a tree grow. You barely notice it until a couple of years later, you're like, wow, that tree really grew. How did you accelerate so darn fast? Because I see you with editing, like you're editing, and you've done some stuff for me. You've helped me out. You're a whiz with Camtasia.
I think I made this. Didn't I make?
Yes,
didn't I make?
That's right, folks. If you see the, I'm doing this with my mouse. You see the "Be the Boss of Your Money," the logo, and the where my logo is here with Mitch Goldberg Live. You made that for me, and I was like, "How do you do this without blocking the whole screen?" And you did it. It's really nice. So, but how did you do this so quickly?
So Maurizioism number 8, right? What you focus on grows.
Oh my God! Everything is now based on a Maurizioism that we have.
My entire career has been based on them, right? And you have to walk the walk. You can't just talk the talk. I'm not one of those consultants that runs around and tells people what they've observed other people doing. My unique property that I bring to the table is I'm sharing with people what I'm actually doing for myself. So once I made the commitment to, as you said, something like blow up on social media or get really active, grow my brand, expand my reach. Once I had that focus, I came up with a plan. I wrote it down and I worked on it every single day. So the consistency is not, I mean, Tip Tuesday doesn't just fall out of the sky on Tuesday afternoon. Tip Tuesday is a culmination. There's a series of steps. There's actually a list, and it gets scheduled and it gets done every week. That's how it gets produced. Well, my social media rise was really about, getting the right people around me. I learned editing from someone I met, a content creator I met online. I learned this Canva, this program where I do some of my graphic arts. I learned from somebody in our group. I learned from Mitch. She helped me out.
That's Michelle Blum, who was recently a guest of mine to talk to us about how she adapted her business, Nutrish Mish, in this time of social distancing. And also, like yourself, a frequent guest of mine on this show.
Yeah. So I just, I made the commitment. I got the focus, and I worked at it every single day. One other thing that I learned from you, and it's worked for both of us very well.
Thank you. Let's hear it.
Certainly on LinkedIn has been, the both of us block out time every single day. Sometimes it's 6 a.m, sometimes it's 3 a.m, sometimes it's noon, depends on when it is, but it's blocked out. And we go and we search for content on LinkedIn from some people that we enjoy the things they produce, and we comment and we share and we like and we engage, because that's how you grow a community.
Yep. We're part of this really fantastic group of creators, and there's like 7 or 8 of us. And we're all consistent with the content, and it's amazing how we're all supporting each other. We're all over the country,
and I admire you guys, because a couple of them that come to mind, like yourself, is Keith Wilson and Ruffalo. I mean, you guys are financial advisors, and the commitment that you
and Joe, Keith, Joe, and Anthony have just been. We support each other. We send each other messages. We call each other. We're phone friends as well now, and we've only met on LinkedIn originally. That's how the relationship started.
But the commitment that you guys have made to your clients and your community has been, hey, we're not going to hide under our desks. This is the craziest time ever in my life in the stock market, and I would guess for all of you as well. And you guys are right out in front of it. Mitch, you've been broadcasting daily. You got to be on 45, 50 days at this point.
I've had for the last 2 months, I've been doing a daily show. I don't think people realize how much is involved when you do something like this daily.
Right.
I really think about the content, what I'm going to talk about, and my show is at 4:30, so I don't really have all the content that I need for the show until 4 o'clock. So it's kind of like, and I'm busy until then, so it's kind of like a rush to put some things together. But for me, it's about, anyone can tell you how the Dow did, how the NASDAQ, how the S&P. There are plenty of websites for that.
Right.
But I give it my perspective. I've been in the industry for 30 years, and I give it some perspective. And we get into business and personal finance and some personal anecdotes to help make the story stick. Look, I always like to say to people, whenever I give a seminar on content creation, I always say, how many times did the boy who cried wolf cry wolf?
I think it was 3.
Three times. Yes. Yeah. So, but everyone remembers the story, but you have to realize, like, there's a reason why he had to do it 3 times, because we learn from doing things over and over from a consistent message. That's all. That's just wanted to throw that in there. I would love to take a quick look at one of your videos. It's one of my favorite ones. You did it outside of Grand Central Station before social distancing and before the weather got cold, and it's one of my favorite ones. So I'm going to put this on, folks. It's only like a minute or two. Just watch this. You'll see why people love his videos, and it's priceless business and life advice that you get in these snackable content pieces, but it just sticks with you. Here we go. Take a look.
Can't wait to see what.
Hi everybody, I'm Frank Marizio, and here's this week's Tip Tuesday. Hey, congratulations. It's the new you. You're doing all those new things you promised, and now things are going very, very well. I like to call that, you got the mo. The mo? Yep, it's the momentum. Objects in motion stay in motion, excitement should lead to immediate action, carpe diem. There's dozens of phrases about this, but what does it really mean when you got the mo? What should you do? Well, if you're on the phone and you're having success and people are saying yes, make more calls. Hey, I got an idea. Go to your list of people that you moved off of your list because you can never get them to say yes, and try them. You got the mo. You never know what's going to happen. Have you been making introductions for your network lately? Is it working? Great. You got the mo. Make another one today. As a matter of fact, make one every day. Keep making it, because all you're doing is planting the seeds for future growth. Are you asking questions and your prospect is saying yes? Ask more questions. Go deeper. Get more direct. Move to the close. They're in the habit of saying yes now. You got the mo. Keep going. Tell us what you do when you got the mo down below in the comments. I'm Frank Maurizio, and that's this week's Tip Tuesday. For the rest of the videos in this series, go look for this on my LinkedIn profile. It's an index article where you can find them all in one place. Please like and share this with your network, and also follow the hashtag Tip Tuesday so that I'll always appear in your feed. I'm Frank Maurizio. Have a great day.
That was awesome. Love
yes, the Mo. That's literally my favorite video ever. I love that.
I love these because your office is overlooking Grand Central Station, so you often go down to actually into the train station.
Yep.
And you make your videos there. It's just I think Grand Central is actually one of the most beautiful parts of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And it's just such a cool scenery, and you've made one under the Verrazano Bridge, and it's just really incredible. So how many of these Tip Tuesday videos have you made already?
So Tip Tuesday episode 31 is what we're up to. So 31 weeks in a row, no skipping. And yeah, I mean, I have plenty of other content too. I mean, in addition to Tip Tuesday, I started unfortunate timing, but in the first week of March, I believe it was March 5th, I had my debut show Thursday afternoon. And the show's called One More Thing with Frank Maurizio, where I went out and I'm getting the best of the best, people that are finding massive success, and they're coming on the air, and I get to interview them, first of all, so I could learn from them.
I've seen them. They're terrific.
And second of all, I do it to challenge my community to learn one more thing.
You had one fella, Frank was his first name.
I had I had Andrew. I had two with Drew, which is Andrew DeCurtis. And I had Joe Apfelbaum, which is,
Joe, that was incredible. Just the fact that you got Joe Apfelbaum on your set was pretty impressive. He is just a great guy to watch on LinkedIn.
Unfortunately, the show, ran right into this current crisis, and I decided to shift gears a little bit. Again, still committed to staying in touch with the community, but if I'm going to be here in the bunker, right? If I'm home on Long Island and can't get out and meet with people and see people, which is really my job. I changed gears on my show, and now every Saturday at 12 noon, and every Saturday since we began the lockdown, I've been doing a Corona Chronicles. This week was Corona Chronicles Lockdown Day 47, and what I'm doing with that show is I'm highlighting what's good, what's going on. Our school teachers here in the district did something amazing for the kids. I highlighted, I talked about it. This past weekend, I had people from the Be the Match Foundation who I've been committed to for many, many years. Well, they're not getting anybody swabbing onto the registry right now. I had them on. Some of my guests right on the air ordered the kit, and they're going to swab on the registry. So I'm just trying to stay out there. I'm not trying to do it. I am doing it. I'm staying out there and staying in front of people.
Yeah, and you're keeping us so positive. Hey, we've got a couple of shout outs. You mind if we just jump to that? I love doing that. Some of them are friends of ours. So just real quick, a couple of these out here. Okay, just want to make sure. We're going to go with LinkedIn first today, okay? And then we're going to see who's out there. You have to click on views. All right, so we've got a couple of peeps out there. Okay, hey there, we have Joe Conroy. He's just one of the people we're just talking about, who did an incredible video with Keith Wilson and Anthony Ruffalo. Yep. We've got Orly Pacheco, your fellow Marine, by the way.
That's right, my Marine Corps brother.
Orly, great to see you, and thank you for your service. We've got Keith out here, Keith Wilson. Thank you so much. Keith is just supporting everybody. This guy is just like a one-man national support system. He's just incredible.
You want to talk about video editing and special effects? Keith Wilson's
he's really so creative. And we've got Priscilla out here too.
Yeah, hey, Priscilla.
It's pronounced Chipoli, right? And she is her business area is Eastern and Southern Africa at AbbVie. I don't know if she's actually located there or not, but thank you so much, Priscilla. She gave us a nice shout out before. She said, two of my favorite people. So
Priscilla's a mainstay on Tip Tuesday, always commenting.
That was really cool. And Anthony Ruffalo, consistency, cadence, value, absolutely. Talk about it. Another fellow who puts out not just great content, super educational content as well. And he shares everything. And that's what I love about him. He doesn't hold back for anything.
I learn something from you guys every week.
Well, thank you. And And Orly asked me, how did you get that high and tight with Frank Maurizio?
I know. I got to be honest. When Mitch put me in backstage and we saw each other for the first time, I said, "Oh, Mitch, man, you somehow got a haircut, and I'm dealing with this right now. I'm gonna have to pay my wife off. I got to get this hair off."
The thing is, you usually keep your hair so short that right now it looks like a haircut for a regular haircut. So we have Anthony out there. Hey, gents, let's go. And Keith says, hold on. I just lost my comments for a second.
I have a watch party going on Facebook, and I'm sure we have a bunch more people out there.
Okay. Patch us in, Mitch. Come on. We have to talk about doing something together in a little collaboration. And so we'll have to do that. You can help with edit. I know you can help with editing. You'll outdo us. You'll outshine us. Everybody will be like, Mitch, the rest of your videos were lousy after that.
It's those darn compliance departments.
Priscilla says yes. I think she says Zambia.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Thank you.
It's
incredible, isn't it? We're connected with people all over the world from LinkedIn. And she says Tip Tuesday is my favorite. I always look forward to it. That's really great of you. And also we've got a couple of people out there. I think he's one of mine. Fred Morgan is out there. Thank you, Fred. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you greatly. And let's just take a quick look here. This is like my favorite part. We've got a bunch of viewers out here. John Tutt. Do you know John Tutt? John Tutunjan?
Not.
He's a patent attorney in Melville. And we have Justin Paul out here.
Of course.
Good to see you, Justin.
Justin's holding it down in the Catholic hospital system out on Long Island. Thank you for all you do, Justin.
And you know what? I wish I had a picture of this to put up here. But Frank, everyone, if you don't know, Frank, in this organization that we're in, this networking group with a few other people, he helped raise money for PPE, personal protection equipment, or is that personal protective? Protective. Okay, and he made some pretty big donations to the local hospitals in the area, which was just incredible. I saw truckloads of stuff. So that was really incredible.
Our organization collectively made a contribution from our membership of $10,000, and I want to give a shout out to Long Island Distillery. Long Island Distillery normally makes LIV, the Long Island vodka, amongst other spirits. Well, on the forefront of this crisis, they immediately converted their distillery, and they make medical grade hand sanitizer. So we were able to deliver $5,000, which is way more than I thought, of hand sanitizer to Good Samaritan Hospital, and then another $5,000 to Mount Sinai, South Nassau here in Oceanside. It was an incredible amount of hand sanitizer. So yeah, that was great. If you want to text right now, you can text LIEPPE to the number 44321, and it'll take you right to our fundraising page. You can make a contribution, please. We're still getting PPE for our healthcare workers.
That's terrific. We've got a couple shout outs out here in Facebook land. Bill made it out today. Thank you, Bill. Bill is just has been terrific. He's always, cheering me on. I really appreciate that. We have another one from Keith. Okay. Keith and Anthony are also watching us at Facebook. And Keith says, I can help with editing. I know you can help with editing, but so funny. I want to see Keith do a new TikTok.
I see there's a bunch of my Marine Corps brothers online. Ed Schloman's out there, David Batan, Walter Gomez, Felix, Rich Ramirez, CJ. Wow. Paxi is there. Wow, Paxi is out there. I'm surprised he's watching. Ed Cologne is always out there.
Ed Cologne and I recently became friends on Facebook, thanks to you, Frank.
Ed watches your show now. He loves to learn about the market.
That's terrific. I love how our networks are so intertwined, but we help each other build our networks. Like here, my connections are yours, your connections are mine. Let's put them all together, and we support our community. Right, so we'll get going in a couple of minutes. But anything else you can tell us about your, and I call it a journey because creating content and video, it's a journey. It's not just something you do. It's not something you did. It's something you do. There's so much to learn about it. For those out there who want to get started, on a journey like you and become a presence in people's lives, utilizing content, because people don't realize, people think, oh, it's social media. Social media is just distribution. It's your content from the heart that matters. So what do you tell people to get started?
So number one, congratulations. Everybody now knows how to do social media video because every single person has been on a Zoom meeting at some point in the last 60 days. It's that easy. Click. There's a camera in front of you. There's some kind of microphone. Put up something behind you so we don't see, the laundry room and the kids running around back there, or bring the kids and the dog in. Either way, Keith's dog is pretty regularly featured in his videos. So you already know how to do it. Now it becomes, what's the point? What's my why? Why am I doing this? What message do I want to get out? Who do I want to attract? Do I want to help people? Do I want to attract people? There's a lot of questions you have to ask yourself. But the physical doing is really the easiest part. You all know how to do it right now. Everybody, we have an advantage. Everybody has in their hand right now the most sophisticated camera, that you've ever had. Right? Your parents took tons and tons of pictures of you with a camera that we would actually laugh off the planet right now. So it's really, really easy. It just, comes down to making a commitment to what is it that you're going to produce, what's the benefit to your audience, and who should that audience be? 3 things, real simple.
That is, and for me, I find that everyone talks about finding your why, but it's one thing to make a quick video. It's fun, it's cool, because people who do live streams, they seem to start the same way. Hey, this is the equipment I have. This is what we're going to do. This is going to be awesome. I've got a new mic. I've got a new camera. I've got some lights.
Yep.
But that lasts for like 1 or 2 live streams. After that, you really have to get into the nuts and bolts of what you're about, delivering value, and it's got to be something you care about, and it's got to be at a time that works for you. Because if you don't have those 2 things, you're not going to stick with it. I used to do my live streams at 12:30 during lunchtime, and it got to be where it was just too much of an interruption in my day, and I couldn't stick with it. And I figured that 4:30 was really like, it's the perfect time for me to do this, and it's the only time that I could truly stick to day in, day out. And that's like one of the keys to consistency.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The consistency is definitely, you have to make a commitment. I would say this, that it's not as easy to produce a live stream. I'm so happy right now that I'm just a guest and I didn't have to fumble around with getting a video on the screen.
Yeah, you see me going like this, my eyes here, because I have a whole bunch of controls that I'm working at the same time, as you know, because you do this all the time.
I have 2 screens that aren't even on right now. I have just the monitor and the mic and the camera. So I'm good. Being a guest is great. As a matter of fact, anybody else out there that has a show, wants to talk about some positive stuff, I'm happy to come on and be your guest.
Okay, so everyone, reach out to Frank if you have questions about content creation, social media. Frank is also somebody who can speak to your sales organization. Frank is also an expert in the insurance industry, even though that's not what we're talking about today. But I think sales are sales, and when it comes to, and Frank does it the right way. Frank's sales pitch is not about overcoming someone's objections. It's about figuring out someone's needs and timing it right with when they're ready to execute. Is that okay to say it like that?
Just like you, Mitch.
That's
Just
right.
Like you.
Okay, Frank, thanks so much. I'm going to end this broadcast. Good to see you, my friend, and I can't wait to see you in person. All right.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye, everybody.